This is the beginnings of our food forest. Now, don't judge us too hard, as we've only been out here for a year and a half trying to put some plants in the ground. But you got to start somewhere. So what we did was start with some trees. So we got a pear tree here. You can see a pecan tree over there. Very small. It's going to be a couple years until that gives us any pecans. But hopefully we'll get some pears this year. We've gotten some small peaches from a tree over here. And what we're trying to do is also, I added some raspberries over here and some other natural, some briars, some plants that you can find naturally that are edible. And you want to do a canopy layer, some ground cover, vines, and there's different layers that you want to add. So we got the peach tree here. Got some bees. Bees are always good to keep around your food forest. They're going to pollinate things, and they're going to go a lot further than the food forest, obviously, to pollinate stuff. But good to keep them in here. Good habitat for them. Got them off the ground there to protect them from the ants. Got a lot of activity there. That's why we got so many supers on top. You got an apple tree over here. Another pecan tree you can see over there. And then we have some different ground cover. There's some marjoram down there. Over here we have rosemary, and these are very small. These were only planted this year. The idea is we're going to have some bushes, some ground cover, some trees. Over here you can see some strawberries. That's a nice vining one that'll hopefully spread and come back every year. Mint is doing well. Mint is a great one. It's kind of invasive, so if you don't want it to take over, you don't want to plant it in the ground, you want to keep it in pots, but we want it to take over. So this ground was not the best soil, very sandy. So you can see I added a couple years, or it would have been, I guess, a little over a year ago, I threw a lot of leaves down here, and a lot of them have already been incorporated into the soil, really reviving it and adding a lot of organic matter there. You can see that I've put a lot of branches and rotting wood down too. That's another great way to try to start reviving the soil. Over here we have tried to throw in some herbs in here as well. And the sun is really, not today obviously, it's cloudy, but the sun is really hot out here, and stuff just burns up. Even stuff that says it likes full sun, it doesn't like full sun in northern Florida. So I try to add a little bit of shade with the grass here. Some thyme. And I planted some lavender. It's not doing so hot. We'll have to see how that does. And I did plant some sweet potatoes, but those got eaten probably by the turtles, the tortoises that are running all around here. Down here is a different type of mint. This one's some chocolate mint. It actually tastes like chocolate and mint, thus the name. And you can see that there are some, actually we got a puffball down here. There's some stuff that's grown wildly naturally. This is one of those winter huckleberries that I was talking about, this shrub here. And then we tried, so pineapples don't really grow around here. I had one that died last winter because it does get below freezing. But what you can do is try to protect them in order to let them grow over the course of a few years. And that, some turtles, I think it's the turtles, are ripping those up too though, so I'm going to have to do something about that. But we figured throw some pineapples on the ground. Once you cut the top off, they'll often regrow. It's just a matter of making sure they don't die in the winter time. Some seed mixtures that we've thrown in. Again, the ground is not the most nutrient rich, so they're not growing great, but that's an insectary mix, flowers and ground cover that's supposed to be really good to attract beneficial insects. We've had a couple trees die, unfortunately. That was a kumquat tree. And then we think they're grafted on. We're not sure, but something else is growing back, which is not a kumquat tree because that's thorns. So we're going to figure that one out. And another apple tree over there. So that's the beginning of our food forest. And we've got a long way to go. Like I said, it's only been a year and a half. But this is how you start. And you just start throwing stuff in the ground and take care of it, but hope for the best. If something dies, just throw something else in the ground and just keep going. And over the course of years, this is going to transform into a beautiful food forest that's going to provide us apples, pears, peaches, pecans, mint and other herbs, and a lot more. Strawberries, you know, different stuff as we add, hopefully some pineapples, and you just keep adding. Keep adding.